Do you ever find yourself in a place you don't like and you're comparing that to others? Let's talk about that. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Reverend Sharon Renae, and welcome to this week's Sunday Inspiration, sponsored by Spiritually Centered. And today's topic is contrast and comparison. And I want you to know they're not the same, although they feel like they might be. They're not the same. So in contrast is when we are in something that we don't like. And that contrast of being in that thing that we don't like helps us to realize what we want instead. All right? So the contrast of being unhappy, we don't say, oh, I want to continue to be unhappy. We know that we want to move towards some level of happiness. And contrast is also like duality. It gives us that opposing aspect that gives us the opportunity to grow or to move out of a situation and into another. Comparison is when we're comparing ourselves to what others have. So we might be in this place of we don't like where we're at, we haven't been able to figure a situation out, but what we're doing is we're comparing ourselves to everybody else in the world. And it can even be that in those moments when you've done all of the things that you know to do, and you're in that place that we talked about last week of spiritual exhaustion, but you start looking at how can bad people have what they want, and yet I'm doing my practices and I can't have what I want, but we're in that place of comparison. And this is harmful because wherever they're at, that's their life and their business. And it's important for us to understand the contrast aspect of we don't want to be here, but to stop comparing against others, but also comparing against ourselves, because we will go, well, you know, I should be better by now. And so we're having this internal comparison as well. And so there is nothing being gained by this comparison, especially if it makes you feel less than. And I'm going to give you a good life example. So in my first ministry, I'm going to say the person in charge told me that none of my experience mattered. With them, I was starting over, and I had a grace account. And at that moment, the grace account was empty. And that how a grace account would work is if I did good things, it would start to fill the grace account. If I did bad things, it would minus from the grace account. And to me, this was totally a non-unity thing, but this was something that she continued to bring up in this aspect where you've got to think about your grace account. You got to think about your grace points. That's what she'd call them, the grace points. And so I started this comparison, and it's kind of like kids, right? So when you tell your kid to behave or whatever, and if they'll say, am I being good, Jeremy, today, or am I being bad, Jeremy? And that grace account, those grace points had me comparing myself. Well, am I being good and earning grace points, or am I losing grace points? Where am I going with that? And it was harming me, and it was harming who I am. It was taking away my self-esteem. It totally took me in a wrong, as a minister, in a ministry, taking me totally out of alignment to who I am. And I'm saying this because we have a tendency to compare what we think we should be doing. What if everything that you're doing is right on target, even if it doesn't feel that way? What if we could stop comparing and look at the contrast and say, this isn't the space that I want to be in, so now I'm going to take small steps to move myself forward. And that might be a self-care action, or a break, or, you know, a nap. You know, I'm always about naps. I don't know, it must be the age that I am or something, but always about naps. But in Galatians 6:4-5, it says each one should test their own action. They can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else, for each one should carry their own load. So in that place where I was doing this comparison about what other people thought of me, right? And that took me out of who I am. And I am a divine being of the Creator, as are you. And who am I to tell you that you're less the divine than me? And who are you to tell me that I don't have enough grace points to be divine, right? That comparison that we do in regards to everything, and especially when we feel like we are on this unsuccessful path, that no matter what we are doing is not working. It's not working because we're in the state of comparison. So what if we just let that comparison go and to say, I see you. I see me. I am a beautiful, wonderful soul of the divine. And I am perfect right now in this moment. And I am open to my unfoldment and movement forward. And I am grateful. Let's let the comparison go so that we can heal and that we can grow. All right? And no more grace points for you. All right, I'm going to say namaste, and I'll say it again. So I want you to like and subscribe to this if this means, if you take spiritual food from it. And you can go to our website, spirituallycentered.org, and feel free to donate. Feel free to sign up for Patreon or to join us on YouTube or on Facebook. All of these things help in our being able to continue to give you spiritual food for thought and for application. So have a great day and namaste.
I see the shadows creeping in. Whispers say I'll never win. They point to all the things I lack and try to pull my spirit back. I scroll through lives that look so bright, while I'm just trying to survive the night. But deep within, a voice remains. It calls me back, it knows my name. You say I'm worthy, you say I'm whole. No scoreboard needed, I am free. No more measuring what I should be. I drop the weight, I lift my eyes. I am divine in your design. This is my healing, this is my start. Comparison detox, I'm choosing my heart. They told me grace was something earned, grateful. I am whole, spiritually centered.